Welcome back to the World Cup brief. The semi-finals are done and the final is set. Spain against Argentina for the world title. Today we go deep on both semis, the drama, the heartbreak, and the two heavyweights who came through it.
Clutch the moment. Clutch brief.
First, Spain, and a statement of intent against the tournament favourites. It was billed as the irresistible force against the immovable object. In the end, the fortress won. Spain beat France 2-0 in Arlington, a controlled, ruthless performance that sent the tournament's most feared attack home and Spain into the final. Mikel Oyarzabal opened the scoring from the penalty spot after 22 minutes. Just past the hour, Pedro Porro made it 2, drilling home after France switched off down their left. 2-0, and France never truly looked like coming back. And this was the story of the fortress. Spain arrived having conceded just once in the entire tournament, and against the most prolific attack in the draw, they barely gave France a sniff. The meanest defence at this World Cup held firm when it mattered most. There was needle too. Lamine Yamal was fouled repeatedly, and afterwards Rodri hit out at the referee for failing to protect the teenager. But Yamal shone regardless, at the heart of everything good that Spain did. It was, above all, a tactical masterclass. Luis de la Fuente's midfield strangled the game, denying France the space that Mbappe and Dembélé need to hurt you. Disciplined, patient, and clinical, everything a semi-final demands. The opening goal came from the spot, and it was not without debate. The handball was given after a review, and later backed by a former FIFA referee as the correct call. Oyarzabal did the rest, ice cool, sending Spain on their way. So how did the favourites fall? For France, this one will sting. France came in as many people's favourites, unbeaten, with the scariest attack in the tournament. They leave in the semi-finals, undone by the one defence built to stop them. For a side with this much talent, falling one step from the final will hurt. Individual errors cost them. Lucas Digne was badly exposed for Porro's goal, and France looked strangely disjointed all night. Roy Keane pointed to a lack of cohesion, a team of stars that never quite clicked when it mattered. It didn't help that William Saliba, one of their best defenders, was forced off with a back injury. France had to reshuffle at the back, and Spain, sensing blood, took full control of the contest from there. Didier Deschamps pointed a finger at the referee afterwards. But few were convinced. The harder truth, as one pundit put it, was that Spain were simply better on the night, and France's own errors masked by the complaints. And so Mbappe, the Golden Boot contender, is denied his shot at the final. France now face the third-place playoff, a game nobody really wants to play against an England side just as wounded. More on that later. For Spain, it's more than a win, it's a coming of age. Spain are into their first World Cup final in a generation. The reigning European champions, still unbeaten, are now 90 minutes from a rare World Cup and Euro double. And they have done it playing some of the most controlled football of the tournament. At the centre of it all, a 19-year-old. Lamine Yamal has been sensational, fearless against the biggest names in the game, and now stands one match from the World Cup itself. A generational talent, arriving on the grandest stage. And there's history calling. The last time Spain reached a World Cup final back in 2010, they went on to lift the trophy. 16 years on, a new golden generation has the chance to do it all over again. But this is no one-man team. Spain have the meanest defence, a midfield that dominates possession, and a bench that keeps producing, with Mikel Merino the ultimate super sub. They are right now the most complete side left standing. The belief is real. This Spanish group has grown together, won together, and now senses that the biggest prize of all is within reach. One more win, and a golden generation becomes champions of the world. Now the other semi, and for England a night of the cruelest kind. For an hour, England were dreaming. Against Argentina in Atlanta, they went ahead and looked, at last, like a Sao about to reach a first World Cup final since 1966. It was set up perfectly, and then it all fell apart. Anthony Gordon struck just before the hour, turning in a cross from Morgan Rogers, and Thomas Tuchel's gamble to start Rogers had paid off. England led. They were 65 minutes from the final, and this is where the story turns. The goal sent England's fans into raptures. 1-0 in control, 35 minutes to hold on. Against the reigning champions on the biggest night in years, England had one hand on a place in the World Cup final. But after scoring, England retreated. Tuchel's substitutions were defensive, England sat deeper and deeper, and Argentina, the worst team to hand time and space to, grew into the game. The lead, so hard won, began to look horribly fragile. For this golden generation, it is a familiar agony. A fourth semi-final in 5 major tournaments, and still they cannot reach a World Cup final. 60 years of hurt goes on, and rarely can it have hurt quite like this. And then in 7 frantic minutes, the champions did what champions do. Never write off the champions. With 5 minutes left, Enzo Fernandez struck to level it, and deep into stoppage time, Lautaro Martinez completed the turnaround. 2-1 from a goal down in the dying moments. An unbelievable gut-wrenching comeback. Enzo Fernandez drove in the equaliser with 5 minutes to go, and the Atlanta crowd sensed the shift. Then, 90 minutes and 2 on the clock, Lautaro Martinez pounced for the winner. From the brink of the final, England were out. It is becoming a habit. Argentina survived scares against Cape Verde and Switzerland on their run, and now England, flawed, beatable, and yet, when the moment comes, utterly ruthless. The mark of a side that simply knows how to win. For England, an inquest. Wayne Rooney, Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer all criticised the retreat after taking the lead. The players admitted it too. They went passive, invited the pressure, and against these champions, they were punished. Thomas Tuchel said he had no regrets while taking responsibility for the setup. The FA moved quickly to back him. His contract runs to 2028. But the questions will linger. England was so close and let it slip. At the centre of it all, as ever, Lionel Messi. In his first ever meeting with England, Lionel Messi produced a masterclass, pulling the strings, unplayable at times, and orchestrating the comeback that broke English hearts. As one headline put it, no one has ever really been able to stop him. And still, at his age, he rewrites history. Messi added to his all-time World Cup assists record on the night, another line in a story that seems to have no end. 21 years in, on the biggest stage, still the difference maker. Afterwards, the symbolism was heavy. Against England, of all opponents, Messi dedicated the victory to Diego Maradona, whose ghost has hung over this fixture since 1986. 40 years on, another Argentine number 10, another England heartbreak. It boiled over at the end. There was a late melee with Messi allegedly catching Jed Spence in a tangle of bodies and players from both sides squaring up. This being England and Argentina, of course it ended with the tempers flaring. There were flashpoints everywhere. Jude Bellingham appeared to slap an Argentine substitute, and Argentina are reportedly facing a fine over a political banner. Yet amid the chaos, Marc Guehi crossed the line to wish Messi good luck for the final. Rivalry and respect all at once. So the last 2 games of the tournament are set. And what a final it is. Spain against Argentina, the reigning world champions against the reigning European champions. Lionel Messi chasing one last miracle against Lamine Yamal, the 19-year-old heir to his throne, the past against the future. It's a dream final, Messi's last dance against Yamal's arrival, Spain's fortress against Argentina's champion resolve, 2 Barcelona generations, past and future, meeting for the biggest prize of all. We will bring you a full preview before kickoff. It pits 2 of the greatest football nations against each other, with everything on the line. Messi chasing a second World Cup to bookend his career. Yamal chasing his first at just 19. One of them ends the tournament as a world champion. And before the final, the 2 beaten semi-finalists meet. France against England for 3rd place, Mbappe against Kane and Bellingham, 2 wounded giants trying to salvage something from the wreckage. We'll preview that one too. That's your semi-final roundup. 2 games remain, the biggest and the most bittersweet of the tournament. We'll have a full preview of each, so hit subscribe and enjoy the run-in to the final.